Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
All right.
Check, yeah.
Yeah, everything good?
Yeah, man.
I want to ask you this important question, right?
Yeah.
As a Red Devil, I know you know where I'm going with this one. Who do you predict will have the better season, you or the club that you support, and what's your reasoning?
Why not the both of them?
You're sure about that?
Both of we can trust me, man.
Own a buy from the transfer window. You sure?
Yeah, who you support? Arsenal?
Then no must.
Well, London is ready in Manchester United.
But like that, what's your Premier League prediction? Where do you think you'll finish? Fifth. That's a humble. Okay, so back in Europe.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I wish you the very best. Before you go though, I want to know your parish of birth because I feel like we're from the same parish, but I don't want to get too excited.
Paul Bogle.
Paul Bogle. Okay, St. Thomas. All right, so you have to pick up the people then from St. Thomas before you leave.
Everybody from Cedar Valley, man, and Content, Newcastle, the whole of St. Thomas.
My followers, how are you? All good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. I cannot hear a thing. I couldn't hear my intro. I'm not really sure if you guys can hear me, but if you can, do let me know in the comment section. It seems like there's some technical issues. Everything was working fine. I did a couple test runs. Everything was working fine, but I couldn't hear my intro. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me in the comment section? If you can't hear me, then obviously there's some things that I need to work on. Chorus, big up yourself. Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Loud and clear. All right, we're good to go. Please do make sure that you've hit the like button. If you're watching silently in the background, please do go ahead and hit the like button. If you're making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed because doing so is an underrated blessing. Likewise, if you're making your way into those dreaded graveyard shifts, I do hope that you make it to your destination safe and unharmed. And in reverse, I hope that you make it through your doors safe and unarmed. All right. Runners, big up yourself. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope yourself and Chorus are in great health. And you guys here that are silently watching, I do hope that you're in great health as well. I'm trying to segue and give you two different types of show. Tonight, going to touch on some Diamond League finals, some athletics, and we're also going to be talking about the Reggae Boyz, the watch list. I think this one has kind of create some confusion, although I'm not sure why there is confusion, but I get the sense, having spoken to a number of people, that there's some confusion there pertaining to the watch list and what it's all about. So we're going to jump into the watch list. I do actually have a video to play for you guys, and it's a little bit of an awkward one because actually, it's a good thing that I was proactive and intentionally added subtitles to it. So when I do get around to playing a particular video for you guys, I won't be able to hear it because clearly there's some technical issues that I wasn't privy to. So I'm just going to have to read the subtitles and then share my thoughts with you guys as we go. All right, folks are carried away by the I think you're spot on there, Chorus. I think me and you, am I butchering your name? Am I pronouncing your name right? Let me know if I've mispronounced it. I do apologize. I don't like mispronouncing people's names. It's something that I don't like. So if I do it, it's not intentional. All right, but I think I agree with you on that one. I definitely agree with you. I think it's because we're so used to being disappointed, the Reggae Boyz fans, that is, so used to being disappointed that when they sense what appears to be disappointment, they kind of just go for it. But all right, so I was correct. Okay, perfect. I don't want to mispronounce your name. I've also got some tea sat next to me, guys, because the weather has changed. Right, the weather has changed. I've got my heater on, and I've also got some tea. And yeah, I think it was even raining at certain parts today as well. Sorry, let me just got an itch on my nose. Do apologize. All right, so I got my tea. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that watch list there that seemed to have angered a couple of the the Reggae Boyz fans. All right, so let me go ahead and give my take on the watch list, if I can find it. That is, let's see where this watch list is. Hopefully you can see this one on the screen in front of you. If my noise in the background, if my background noise is irritating you, let me know and I'll do what I need to do to make some adjustments my end. All right. You should be able to read this one quite clearly. If you can't, don't worry. I've got you covered. It does say here, let's click on the first bit here. It says Road to 2026 watch list, Coach Steve McLaren, and these are a few of his words there from the gaffer. These are the players who are following, these are the players we are following closely for the third round of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers set to kick off shortly. Right? I think if I take it back a peg, is this gonna work? And there's also a quoted tweet, which made me laugh because I think the JFF sensed that you guys were just going way overboard, hit the panic button. So they kind of came out with a quoted tweet. I still call it tweets, posts, whatever. And it says here, we are also monitoring and keeping track of other players and would like to stress that the door is not closed on anyone. I beg to differ when it comes to a certain player, but I will get onto that one in a short while. It also says here, we continue to watch all our players from across the continents of the globes from across all continents of the globe. My apologies. The final squad will be announced Friday, the 29th of August, 2025. So in a few days' time, you should get that all important squad list there for the September window. I think there's some confusion. I'm not sure why, but I feel like people just, no disrespect, but you're not reading. Like, I think some people looked at this and thought that it was a squad announcement for the September window. You know, we're gearing up to play against Bermuda and Trinidad and Tobago. And to be honest with you, look, if you're tired or if you're used to being disappointed by the coach or the JFF, then you probably jump the gun. Can't really blame you, but I think that's probably a bit of an innocent mistake there for a few of you. It's not the official squad announcement there for those two pending World Cup qualifiers there on the horizon, right? And that one should be dropping, says here in black and white, on the 29th of August. I know some of you are of the impression that this is pretty much going to be the squad announcement for the those two pending fixtures there, but I guess we just have to wait and see how this one pans out, right? So before this one slips my mind, as it relates to Isaac Hayden, I'm sure you guys have heard the good news there as it relates to Isaac. He has officially found a club, thank God. And Queen's Park Rangers have signed midfielder Isaac Hayden on a free transfer following his release from Newcastle United. So Hayden, 30, spent 4 months on loan with the Oz in the 2023-2024 season, making a total of 17 appearances. He did share a few words there on the official club website. He stated, I had a few options to go abroad, but it was one of those where if I was going to stay in the championship, it was only going to be one club, and I'm glad to have gotten it done. That's what Hayden said. And it does say here, Hayden began his career at Arsenal before joining Newcastle in 2016 after the Magpies had been relegated to the championship. The Jamaican international played 33 times in the league as Newcastle won the second-tier title in his first season and made a total of 171 appearances for the Magpies, scoring 7 goals. He spent time on loan at Norwich City, Standard Liège, and Queen's Park Rangers, that is QPR, before finishing last season at Portsmouth. Just for some additional notes there for you guys, a little bit of a Reggae Boyz derby there to look forward to over the weekend. Queen's Park Rangers play host to London rivals Charlton Athletics. So you can go ahead and stick that one in your back pocket and watch that when you can. So yes, Chris, I think you and I are probably singing from the same hymn sheet here as it relates to how the Reggae Boyz fans view things. For context, I'm going to segue and talk about some athletics before I close off on the show. But I also want to keep you guys all happy because I know I have the football audience and also obviously my athletics audience. So I'm trying to keep you all happy and hopefully I'm doing a good job of doing that. Good day to yourself. I hope you're in good health. I hope you and your family are in good health. All right, so let's focus on the squad announcement there and let's look at some positives. You're probably thinking there are no positives. With the negatives, there are positives, and with the positives, there are negatives, or at least that's kind of how I like to look at things. I think again, for context, this is the squad list. This is a list of players basically that they're looking at. As we gear towards hopefully a successful World Cup qualifier for 2026. It says here in black and white, highlighted, Road to 2026 watch list. So I guess with this, whether we like it or not, I guess the argument could be that to a degree, we know who they're keeping an eye on, right? And obviously, they've not revealed too much. And in fairness to them, I could say that they probably haven't done so in hopes of preventing countries like, the usual suspect, your England, your Canada, and your USA from poaching a couple of their talents. But on the flip side to that, if we want to be fair, because I can understand where the frustration comes from certain members of the fan base, with the greatest of respect, with all due respect, I think it's pretty safe to say that, or it's fair to say that, if Jamaica know about the eligibility of a player or players, I should think that countries with a MADC, or those MADC countries, they're the more economically developed countries with extensive scouting departments, like your host nations, your USA or your Canada. I should think that they are aware of any players that we're keeping an eye on, especially if those players are equally eligible to represent them. And obviously, when you look at the pending FIFA 2026 Men's World Cup, there's some automatic pull power there as it relates to any player there that could potentially represent Jamaica and or Canada, USA, or maybe even Mexico. Jamaicans are all over the world. The automatic pull power there is that those three nations have already qualified for the tournament as host nations. So even if let's say Canada and USA aren't aware of certain player, my thought process is it's inevitable that you would have those agents and representatives there who would do their level best, in my opinion, to see to it that those federations or associations there are well made aware of the eligibility of certain players, especially if you're one of the host nations. I just kind of think that's how representative works. That's kind of how agents work, whether you want to call it crafty or not. If it works for you, it's great. If it works against you, that's too darn bad. That's not really anyone's problem. So I get where Jamaica is coming from in not wanting to reveal too much, but at the very same time, in social media day and age, look, we're pretty much all in the known. Right? It just takes a quick Google search these days to find out who is eligible to represent who. And like I said, with the greatest respect to my country, if you know about the eligibility of a particular player, I trust that those MEDC countries there, like your USA or your Canada, I'm sure that they know about the eligibility of those players as well, right? Greatest bit of respect to my country, but if you know, then I should think that those other guys are pretty much in the loop, in my opinion. And like I said, if they're not in the loop, then I should think that their agents would have made them well aware. Yes, they could have posted. Yeah, but they could have posted certain player, even if that specific player will make it. Yeah, they could have, but as I said, I kind of understand why they didn't post on certain details. And before I forget this one, before it slips my mind, let me go ahead and bring something up. I'm trying to figure out how best to do this, because I'm obviously experiencing some technical difficulties. Now, let's talk about a player who, as things stand, is still eligible to represent both Jamaica and Canada, coincidentally. And that player is Jaden Hibbert. But I think I might be in pole position to burst a couple bubbles there in the comment section, or maybe if you're silently watching, you might want to cock your ears, because I'm obviously about to be the bearer of bad news for you, in case you haven't caught wind of this one. So I'm trying to figure out how best to do it. So I'm gonna try and do a stop and start, right? I picked up on a few things over the last couple of days there as it relates to Jaden Hibbert. I was kind of scratching my head thinking who could potentially come in and replace the injured Andre Blake, our number one goalkeeper. We know that he picked up a hamstring injury, and according to his gaffer for Philadelphia Union, he's expected to be on the sideline for somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks. So quite obviously, he's not going to be available for the September window. So instantly, I was thinking, who could be his replacement? To be honest with you, the first name that came to mind was Amal Knight. I was like, okay, maybe it might be the night to save the day type of situation. And then I was thinking, if not, then it could potentially be Jaden Hibbert, until I started seeing a couple reports floating around that Canada are set to call him up. And I was kind of thinking, I'm hoping that it's only rumor. I didn't see nothing official until I was putting the show together, and pretty much heard from the horse's mouth as it relates to the head coach of Canada there, and also the players' reaction to being called up to Canada's upcoming matches. Right. And let's go ahead and stick a pin in it and listen to some words there from the head coach, Jesse Marsh. And I'm going to say, I love the transparency of Jesse Marsh, right? The head coach of Canada's men's team. I love his transparency. I also love his brutality. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I hope I can hear it. If not, I'm just going to have to read the captions. I did add captions to the video. Don't ask me why. But I just decided to do it without realizing that I had a technical issue. So proactivity on my part has somehow managed to work out in my favor. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to Jesse. All right. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, we're talking about the number of Jadens there. So you're talking about Jaden Hibbert there for athletics, and so yeah, we seem to have lost two Hibberts, two Jadens. One's gone Turkey and the other one's gone Canada. All right, but sticking to football, not to confuse the athletics audience there. Let me just go ahead and play that those comments there from Jesse Marsh.
Yes, you're right. The reality is that there's not anything we can do in this window to tie him down to being part of Canada. And he would, even if we could, he would still, to a certain point, be able to have a one-time switch, right? So, but the discussions with him from the beginning are that he's.
Can you guys hear? Let me know if you can hear, because again, I got a technical issue that I can't overcome. So can you guys hear it in the comment section? Let me know before I let the rest of this one play, because it's pretty much pointless me sat here looking at a screen if you guys can't hear it. So Chorus or someone in the comment section, let me know if you can hear the video that's being played in front of you. Let me know. Yes, you can. All right. So okay, let's continue with that one.
Very interested and most interested.
And I'm gonna stick a pin in it. So I'm gonna speak as this one plays. I'm gonna do a stop and pause. I love the honesty. As I said, I love the transparency and the honesty there from Jesse Marsh. Clearly he had a dialogue with Jaden Hibbert. I'm not really sure how the conversation went, because I'm not a fly on the wall, but it's quite clear in black and white that he spoke with the player, asked if the player was interested in representing Canada despite showing up for Jamaica, and the player clearly gave him the go ahead, gave him the nod to say, yes, I'm interested. And this is the most important part that's coming up. So do go ahead and listen keenly. All right, listen carefully.
In representing Canada, I know he's felt pressure from Jamaica, and that Steve McLaren has actually personally reached out to him and tried to convince him to stay with Jamaica. But Jaden has made it clear that this is something that he really wants to pursue and something he feels very strongly about. And so, in all these situations, when you talk to dual nationals, I think it's really important that they feel the tie to being Canadian. People have sometimes given me credit for finding dual nationals, but it's turned out more that the dual nationals have found me and have.
And this bit goes back to what I was saying earlier on, that sometimes, like, yes, I understand Jamaica not wanting to put certain players out there on their watch list, but hello, like if we know about the eligibility as content creators or journalists or the 12th man, trust and believe that those more economically developed countries there with their extensive scouting department are fully aware. So all of this holding your cards close to your chest, you're not really doing what you think you're doing. It's just, if anything, you're probably just going to frustrate your 12th man, right? Because based on what I'm hearing there from Jesse Marsh, I'm not saying that Jaden reached out to Canada, but it could be a case. I'm not saying that this is exactly what happened, but it might be a case of Jaden's representative or agent might have knocked on Canada's door and said, "Hey, look, you know, he's a talent there," or perhaps not, because he's playing right on their doorstep. He's pretty much playing underneath their nose, so they don't really need to look far for him. He's right under their nose. Easy for them to go ahead and scout him, so to speak. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the rest of this one play, and then I will give you my opinions. All right.
Shown real interest in representing Canada. So those for me are the exact kind of guys that we want. And then, you know, just talking about Jaden's talent potential is something that I think is very unique and big. And if you watched him play over the weekend, I think you would have seen all of his abilities and potential.
He's really showing us up, and I'm not mad at Jesse Marsh. I actually love it. I absolutely love it. Like, I love that. Like I said, I love the transparency. I love the honesty. I love what he's saying. I'm gonna let this one play, bring it to a complete, and then I'm going to share the rest of my opinion. But I don't know what you guys make of what you can hear. Again, I can't hear it. I can only read the captions. Let me know what you guys make of what Jesse is saying. All right. Are you appreciating the transparency? Or are you upset that yet again we've managed to let a wonderful talent for the next generation slip through our fingers when they were already on our home shore? Let me know what you make of that. All right.
So for us, I think this is really exciting. We know we have two great goalkeepers in Dane and Max, but obviously for the future, I think that Jaden can be somebody that we can be thinking very seriously about and can be a long-standing Canadian national team goalkeeper.
All right, I might have to pull this one a bit, but I might try to see if I can paraphrase or remember roughly what he stated there towards the end. And I guess adding to this, if you go ahead, and I might be able to bring something up there for you guys. Let's see, can I do it? Got so many tabs open that I've even confused myself. I might have to reopen another tab for you guys, just so we could go ahead and pretty much look at the same thing. So not only did you hear from the head coach, as it relates to, you know, him speaking quite highly of Jaden, and I love the fact that we don't have to go back and ask the federation to verify what was said, because the gaffer pretty much told us everything that needed to be said. He's spelled it out quite clearly there for us. They want him. They want to tie him down as soon as possible, and that is their plan. And they've gone right ahead and they've called him up for their next string of fixtures. Their Romania and Wales on their to-do list there for the international window. And this is here Jaden Hibbert responding to being called up. As you can see there, he's one of 3 players being called up for Canada's pending games against Romania and Wales. He's got the smile and the star emoji, and I'm not mad at him at all. You know, I wish him the very best of luck. I hope it all works out for him. I hope it succeeds and goes beyond his wildest expectation. And I guess for now, as things stand, he's going to be representing Canada. You can hear the gaffer there, Jesse Marsh, and you can see Jaden's reaction over on his Instagram page. So as things stand, he is going to be representing Canada. As the gaffer said there, Jesse, that is technically Canada cannot cap Jaden. Let's remind ourselves that Canada is already qualified for the FIFA Men's 2026 World Cup, automatic qualification when you're the host nation. So for the next pending string of games, those are obviously friendlies there that they have to look forward to. And what I loved the most about what Jesse was saying there in the video that I just played for you guys. What I got from that was that, okay, I might not be able to cap him, but I am going to go for the next best thing, which is the dark arts. And we all love dark arts when it works for us, but we hate it when it works against us. So fair play to Jesse and also to Canada. And they caught us at the back post once more, and deservedly so. I can't be mad at them. I can't sit here and sulk. So something he said towards the ending of that video there, Jesse, that is, and I'm gonna see if I
Yes,
can
you're
play that
right. The
again for you guys.
reality
Go
is
ahead
that
and
there's
play
not
that, right?
abilities and potential. So for us, I think this is really exciting. We know we have two great goalkeepers. In
So stick a pin in it. So again, staying on the line of transparency, paraphrasing with what I can remember, he's basically said, as he's as honest as he can get, to be honest with you. We have two excellent goalkeepers, right? But at the end of the day, this is where you get the killer instinct. We're not trying to miss out on the next best talent. And that's where Jamaica went wrong. And you snooze, you lose. We deserve exactly what we got in the end, which looks as if it's absolutely nothing. It kind of, I'm kind of confused as to how you managed to let a talent like that slip through your hands. I'm not really sure how you allowed that to happen. I can sit here and I can wonder how, and I think I probably hit the nail on the head, but this is how you don't have to be a MEDC country, a more economically developed country to move correctly. You know, the gaffer said, you know, he has two excellent players, paraphrasing, but they're greedy, and rightfully so. They want more. Why should I miss out on a talent because he apparently is now belonging to Jamaica and Jamaica is in Jamaica's court? Like, no, killer instinct, take him off our hands. If there's an opportunity there to bring him over to Canada, take him. And what this tells me is a clear difference between our head coach. The clear difference there from what Jesse is saying towards the ending of that clip there is that not only is he securing immediate gratification, but this is a man that's looking forward for long-term gratification. And that's why it is so important to secure these young talents. Like this is like, it's 2025. Like, it's, how do you not know this? It's 2025. How do you not know that? Just go ahead and secure the talent, cap him. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. You're not doing nothing illegal. Go ahead and cap him, because if you don't, you're gonna get. I think that's what's happened with Jamaica, the Jamaica Football Federation, and also the head coach. I'm not really entirely sure who is in charge of the call up, so I can't exactly say it's this person's fault. But you know, fortunately, going forward, we do, I believe, share some similar uniqueness. You know, despite the superiority there of the attractiveness of representing a USA or a Canada in particular. I think it's safe to say over the last few World Cup cycles, or even more so the current World Cup cycle, that we share those uniqueness there with Canada and USA, two of the host nations there. In the sense that we all need to get our house in order. So despite them being the superior country to us, things are a little bit messy behind the scenes when you look at the federation and the association. England, obviously, that's another country there where we heavily rely on in terms of the recruitment process, that is. But you know, England is another story in itself. And do you, for those players there, English born, eligible to represent Jamaica, do you want to be a legend for Jamaica and help us qualify for the first FIFA Men's World Cup for the first time since 1998, or do you want to sit back, put all your eggs in one basket, and wait on a handful of caps from England, if that? And you know, and I think there's probably just a few positives there, which I touched on towards the opening first couple of minutes of the live stream. I think that there's, unfortunately, the negative now outweighs the positive. I think before I did the live stream, before this news story broke there with Jaden, the positive probably outweighed the negative to an extent. But I think this latest update here on Jaden, I think it kind of swings things more towards the negative sides in terms of how our future looks for those immediate and long-term gratification. You know, looking at the negatives, since you're already spoken about the positives, as I said, how have you not capped a goalkeeper that is eligible to represent one of the host nations. Like, you had the opportunity to play dark hearts and you chose not to. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure if you thought that the weight of the black, gold, and green would have been good enough for Jaden to commit to us. You know, I don't see that happening. He's playing for Atlanta United in the MLS, or Major League Soccer. So again, we're left feeling quite pitiful, and I think to a great degree shameless as well, you know. And it does worry me in terms of how we're going to be securing talents, because for me it's like, if you cannot tie down one of MLS's biggest prospect, how are you going to secure the commitments of some of Europe's best next generation? And I think that's been a unanswered question there for a number of years as it relates to Jamaica, especially over the last few recent World Cup cycle. That the men's program have this inability to, one, identify talent, attract the talent, secure the talent, and above all, retain the talent from within their talent ID. The women's team, or the women's program, on the other hand, do a better job of that. I think you can most certainly say that they're better at identifying talent. What they then choose to do with said talents, that's probably a whole nother story, but they are definitely better at identifying talent than their men's team or the men's program. So going back over to the Jamaica Football Federation, let me take this off screen so I can backtrack a little bit, so we can go back and look at that squad list there. I share my opinion on the squad list. I see you guys speaking in the comment section. I'm not ignoring you. Just let me close off on the rest of my opinions there as it relates to the squad list. So at first glance, I think it's quite an obvious one, isn't it? It's quite an obvious one. The clear, and again, this isn't the squad announcement for the games against Bermuda and Trinidad and Tobago. It's a squad list there of players that they're planning on watching, and they also said that they're keeping eyes on other players as well, but we can only go with what's in front of us. So what's in front of us at present is quite top F heavy. I don't know why, but it's very top heavy. You can guess the only person that can answer that is the gaffer or whoever is in charge of the scouting. It is top heavy. It is imbalanced. It kind of gives you some instant anxiety. You know, and obviously we know that there's a few key injuries there. You know, Andre Blake, the captain, the skipper, will be unavailable. I think that's a massive loss. A stalwart, reliable, like I said, you know, our number one goalkeeper. And then there's also the omission of Leon Bailey. Both players there are unavailable due to injuries. It's probably a subjective take to some fans. I think in terms of reliable, who's the more reliable of the two? I think it's a straightforward answer with that one, isn't it? It's Andre Blake. No disrespect to Leon Bailey. Like I said, a bit of a subjective take there for some fans. For some, he won't be missed, because when he does put on the national colors, the black, green, and gold, it doesn't really do much in it. So for some fans, he won't be missed. But speedy recovery to both players, and both are expected to return for the October window, pending that the recovery process goes according to plan. Hopefully it does. So then we look at the squad list again, or at least I looked at the squad list, and I'm still asking myself the same question, and maybe you guys have an answer for myself. Do we still need to ask whether the head coach or the Jamaica Football Federation pull players up based on a meritocratic system? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to reiterate, and I'm not really sure how many times I need to say this, but for me, there are some clear non-negotiables as it relates to player call-ups. Like, we all have our own way of doing things. I'm obviously not a coach, not a manager, not trying to be, but I think there's some clear non-negotiables for me. The non-negotiables are, you must be, a list of non-negotiables for myself, and a few of those non-negotiables for me is that you must be employed by a club. you must be employed by a club. You must be in a position where you are accumulating a number of minutes. Now, obviously, context is key, especially at this point of the season where we're just literally started off the brand new football campaign for the 2025-2026 season. So that being said, there's only a handful of games that's been played. So that's kind of out of the player's control as it relates to accumulation of minutes. And, you can probably extend that depending on the position that a player plays in. Whether you should call them up is one thing, whether they should start or whether they should be on a bench, that's another question there to ponder over. So if you look at, let's say, the goalkeeper situation, are you going to call up a goalkeeper that's unemployed? I should think not. Are you going to call up a goalkeeper that's sat on their bench? You probably would if the goalkeeper is experienced, but I think the bigger question is, who are you going to start? If you have a goalkeeper that's sat on the bench versus a goalkeeper just starting week in, week out. Again, we know we have the season only just started, but let's say that the goalkeeper that's between the sticks for their respective clubs is keeping clean sheets and winning matches, that should be an indication that one is more ready to go in terms of match fitness, right? So I think there's a couple leeways there to look at things in terms of what do you do when you're looking at those accumulation of minutes that should be required to warrant a player to a call up. But again, for me, players without clubs, no call-ups. I'm firm on that. I'm not going to break my stance. You cannot call up an unemployed player to represent the national team. That is ludicrous. That's madness. Now, is it hypocrisy or is it transparency? I think it depends on how you're looking at it, really. Are you thinking of your head? Are you thinking of your heart? Is it a combination of the two? And I'm not trying to scapegoat anyone, but if we look at the forwards there, and we look at midfield, there's a clear omission there from midfield. I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick little read, unless my eyes are fooling me. Again, not trying to scapegoat anyone, but you can clearly see the omission of Ravel Morrison. But you can also look at the forward and see the inclusion of Michael Antonio. And the reason why I picked out those two players there is because it clearly says here, Reggae Boyz Road to 2026 watch list. So again, going back to the question, is it hypocrisy? Is it transparency? I'll leave you guys to determine that one. But to me, this is an indication that they're not looking at Ravel Morrison for the 2026 watch list. And yes, they put something out on their Twitter or their X social media account that says they are looking at other players, even if they're not on the list, something of that ilk, that they are, there's other players there who didn't make the list that they happen to be looking at. I should think that you've gone so top heavy, it wouldn't have hurt you to put Ravel Morrison in midfield if you were looking at him. So I think he's not on the list. Both players are unemployed currently. I don't really see what sense it makes to include one and not include the other if you're simply just looking at them because it's a watch list. I think it doesn't make much sense. I think it's unfair. And I think, yet again, it sets a poor precedent. I think it's one rule for one and it's another rule for a next man. And, are we saying they're being hypocrites or are we saying they're being transparent? I can't really determine that one for you guys. That one is entirely down to you. I'll leave you guys to determine that one. But I think that's pretty much all I can say for now as it relates to the 2026 watch list there for the Reggae Boyz. Let's see what you guys are saying. Peter Mystic, pick up yourself. I hope you're in good health. Jamaica football team not going anywhere. I don't blame the baller. Go play for Canada, says Mindset Media. You're entitled to your opinion. I do not blame Jaden Hibbert for accepting a Canada call-up. I remember watching the Toronto FC and I could not escape the irony. Both goalkeepers were ignored by Jamaica. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm not mad at Jaden. I don't think anyone in their rightful mind can be mad at him. You just wish him the very best of luck. You snooze, you lose. The player is in the ball is in the player's court, and yeah, and I don't think he's coming back to us. Why would he? You're currently playing for a country that's already qualified for the World Cup. So that's one less problem to worry about. The manager is waxing lyricals about you, and he obviously wants you to play for Canada. He's going out his way to make sure that you commit to Canada. It's a no-brainer. If I'm him, I know what decision I'm making. You know, footballers have to make decision that benefits them at the end of the day, right? Because you and I don't go through what they go through on a day-to-day basis, from grassroots through to the professional game. And when you make it at the professional level, or you're on your way to making it, you have to keep going. You have to keep on going. When you're at the top, you have to figure out how to stay there. And that's probably the hardest thing. And he's on an upward trajectory, so why not keep on going? And, you know, I think there are certain tournaments there that footballers want to play in, whether you're male or female, Champions League being one of them and World Cup being the other. It's quite clear. He's got the ball is firmly in his court to live out his childhood fantasy, and best of luck to him. They want to win him over, but not necessarily cap him. You can't win him over if you're not going to cap him. I see what you're saying, but again, it's just stupidity on our behalf, isn't it? Eagle Republic, the folks at the JFF are too short-sighted. I am not surprised. We did the same with Sean Johnson. We had who we had as a junior player, and we let him go. Johnson went on to become a USA national. Pick up yourself, Eagle Republic. The major decision makers in Jamaica are more focused on exporting players. They are very don't get me in trouble, please. Please do not get me in trouble. But big up yourself. Nitro 69, big up yourself. I hope you're in good health. I think you're saying the same thing as Eagle Republic, right? I think you're saying the same thing as Eagle Republic. He can select his own players. He is under pressure to just can select his own players. Oh, he is not under pressure to sell players. Ah, got you. So what if we don't get Hibbert? A player should be at a club in order to be in the squad. That's what I think. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I do think that a player should be at a club before they get a call up. The JFF did not learn their lesson from the CONCACAF Gold Cup. They named a top-heavy team, and we suffered because we did not have a decent midfield. No brainer. Pick up yourself, I hope you are in good health. And I think it's time for us to segue into some athletics. So that's my thoughts there on the football. Of course, the squad announcement there is expected to come out on Friday. Jamaica Football Federation will be giving us the squad announcement for the 2 games there for the September window. We'll be taking on Bermuda and Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know where I got Antigua from. Okay, so let's just go ahead and segue into something different. I might just go ahead and close some tabs, or you know what? Let's just go ahead and keep a couple tabs open just in case someone comes into the comment section and is asking what did we talk about. At least I can refer back to a couple of the talking points. Now let's go ahead and dive right into the upcoming Diamond League. We've got some Diamond League actions coming our way. Diamond League final, that is. If you're just tuning into the live stream, I hope you've gone ahead and hit the like button. It does not cost you a penny. Kindly go ahead and hit the like button. There's about 30 of you watching. Only 17 of you have hit the like button. Sounds like I've got some ups. Please don't tell me I've got some ups. I mean, even if you are an up, it does not cost you a penny. Do go ahead and hit the like button. It's not going to make you broke. Hit the like button, all right? Please and thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into, you know what? I need to turn this down. This is very loud. One moment, guys. Why is this so loud? Yeah, I can't hear my ears. All right. Let's see. Diamond League. I'm gonna take my eyes off the screen, so I can't currently see what you guys are saying. If you guys are saying anything, I can't really see you for temporarily. Let's go ahead and having some conversation with my subscribers there, and they kind of wanted me to do a show on just going over a couple things there that some people aren't aware of. Maybe they're not really that locked into athletics, so I figured before the final kickstart, why not just go ahead and just talk about the obvious information there that you guys probably aren't aware of, but you want someone to kind of point you in the right direction, I'll do my very best to do so. All right. So first up, when and where? So as I said, we're looking at the Diamond League final. Finally, it's here. One final push for the World Championships, the World Athletics Championships gets underway. So the 2025 Wonder Diamond League final takes place in Zurich, and it will take place on Wednesday, August 27 and Thursday, August 28th. So fastly approaching. I'm not really sure where you guys are at. If you throw some countries at me, I should be able to do a quick little search to let you know how you can watch the Diamond League. Toffee, big up yourself. You've missed the football conversation. I've segued into the athletics. Let's go ahead and say, I don't know, most of my audience from Jamaica, right? So let's just go ahead. I think it might be Rush Sports if you're in Jamaica, but let me just double check that one. I've gone past J. CD. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, so if you're in Jamaica, you can go and tune into Rush Sports. And I should think it's the same if you're across the Caribbean. You can tune into Rush Sports if you want to keep up to date with what's going on in the Diamond League final. I think it's the same if you are from. Let me go ahead and search for another country there, St. Lucia, Juju Alfred. Yeah, so Rush Sport seems to be the channel there for those of you who are based in the Caribbean. If you're across the pond and you want to know where to watch it, give me a little nudge in the comment section and I will do my best to get that one answered there for you. All right, so you already know the dates to keep in mind this Wednesday and Thursday. That's the 27th and the 28th of August. You want to go ahead and watch the Diamond League final, you could go ahead and do so. And also another thing that someone was asking me was the wild card conversation. Apparently a couple of you are like confused about the wild card. So I tried to see if I can bring us all on the same page there as it relates to the wild card topic of conversation, because that seems to be well talked about, right? So let's dive right into the wild card and see if we can all bring ourselves on the same page. All right, I can't see you guys in the comment section. Not ignoring you. Less than 24 hours to go. All right, so right, let's just go ahead and look at the most important information. So in terms of the global wild cards, now here's the all important information as it relates to global wild cards. All right, meeting organizers can invite up to 4 global wild cards athletes, 2 men, 2 women, to compete at the Wonder Diamond League final. A global wild card athlete must have competed in at least 1 Diamond League meeting in the course of the season and must fulfill at least one of the following criteria in their chosen discipline. And those criteria is as followed: world record holder, reigning world Olympic or Diamond League champion, top 5 in the world athletics rankings of their events, top 20 in the overall world athletics rankings. No competition which already contains a national wildcard athlete can also contain a global wildcard athlete. In case of victory, the global wildcard athlete will be crowned Diamond League champion and receive the Diamond League trophy, but not receive full prize money. Now, in terms of the national wild cards, it does say here, in each discipline, the host meeting of the Diamond League final may also invite 1 national wild card from the host country, providing they are of an adequate standard. Perhaps adequate is subjective. Let me know in the comment section. In 2025, that means that a Swiss athlete who has not earned enough points to qualify can still be nominated by the meeting organizers in Zurich. The wild card can still apply even if other athletes of the same nationality have qualified by the point system. In case of victory, the national wild card will receive the full prize money, but will not receive the Diamond League trophy or be crowned Wonder Diamond League champion. And another thing there to discuss with you guys, because I think we did touch on it very vaguely there. Let me go ahead and give you guys some information there as it relates to the the prize money before we continue with the rest of the show. All right. And again, temporarily, I can't see you guys in the comment section, but I will turn my attention to the chat in a few. Hopefully you guys can see what's on screen. If you can't, don't worry. I got you covered. So in terms of the prize money, in 2025, the Wonder Diamond League will pay out a record of 9.24 million US dollars in prize money. The total prize money awarded per meeting will be 500,000 US dollars at each of the 14 regular series meeting and 2.24 million US dollars at the Wonder Diamond League final. The total prize money per discipline will be between 30,000 US dollars and 50,000 US dollars at the series meeting, and between 60,000 US dollars and 100,000 US dollars at the finals. From 2025, there will also be a select number of Diamond Plus disciplines, 4 at the series meetings and 8 at the final, in which athletes can earn higher prize money. And you can kind of see you can kind of see a snapshot of the prize money there on your screen. So let's say series meeting, first place, $10,000. For the final, first place, $30,000. You can look across the Diamond Plus disciplines, first place, 20,000. And for the final there, 50,000. If you want me to reiterate any of that, do let me know in the comment section, and I will go ahead and do exactly that. Now, as it relates to the Diamond League itself, a bit like when I went to the London Diamond League, one of the first thing that I, oddly enough, always think about as it relates to track and field, athletics, I always think about the weather. I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but for me, my mind always goes over to the weather. Definitely when they come in London, I'm just like, what's the weather saying? Like, because obviously the weather can play a role on the athlete's performance. That's not me making stuff up. It's just the fact of the matter. So I did something earlier on, and I was just looking at the expected weather conditions there in Zurich over the next 2 days of competition. So again, from Wednesday through to Thursday, last time I checked, and it still does look the same, that the better condition is actually, it looks as if it's going to be a bit of a on and off affair. Whether you want to call it a British weather for on Wednesday for the athletes. And then when you segue over into Thursday, it just looks like it's going to be a wet one, doesn't it? You got 70% chance of rain for pretty much the majority of the day. And it does say here in black and white, thundery showers and light wind. And it's not really what you want to hear when you're going into the final of a Diamond League, especially when you're so close to the World Athletics Championship. And yes, as I said, the weather conditions can play a contributing factor to athletes' performances. It's a fact, especially when you're talking about those wet weather condition, which is why it's even more remarkable what Oblique Seville did just the other day, in cold, wet conditions, beating his opponents, leave them in his shadows, the manner in which he won his race. Remarkable to say the least. BM says prize money in track and field is very small. Yeah, can argue that they need more investors. Seeing that argument floating around. But back to the weather conditions there. Obviously, with the expected wet conditions, one of the things that I am concerned about, again, when we're so close to the World Athletics, is that it could potentially put athletes at risk of a number of things there as it relates to, let's say, injuries. Whether you're on the track or whether you're on the field, obviously slippery surfaces can lead to a number of things. Again, track or on the field, it can significantly increase the risk of slips, falls that could result into unfortunate injuries such as sprains, strains, or even worst case scenario, fractures. Again, when you're so close to competing on one of the biggest stage in sports, it can be a little bit concerning. I'm not sure frightening, because these athletes, they must train in any weather. You kind of have to prepare your mind and body to compete in any weather, um any weather condition as best as possible. And you have to think about the hypothermia as well. And in colder temperatures, being wet can cause things such as rapid drop in the athlete's core body temperature. And if that's the case, body works harder to stay warm, which could obviously lead towards things such as fatigue and severe cases of hypothermia. Hopefully these things don't happen, but it is things that could potentially happen. And when you think about the mental aspect of the sport as well, like I said, it all starts up here. You really do have to be stable mentally to go out there and perform at your ultimate best. I think we all know what it's like when you're out in the cold. Yes, we're not athletes, but when you're out in the rain, it starts to get a little bit cold and you become uncomfortable, doesn't it? Whether that leads to mental discomfort, that's another possibility. But the idea of this persistent feeling of being cold, being wet, I think for the normal person, like I said, it can be uncomfortable, and it could potentially lead to some negative impact on the athlete's focus and mental state of mind. And obviously that could um have a negative impact on the athlete's ability to perform at their utmost best. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but it could happen when you're dealing with certain weather conditions. And I think one of the most obvious concerns there, as it relates to the expected thundery weather, wet weather, is that it could obviously lead to illness. We all know prolonged exposure to rain and cold can lead to respiratory infections. Like, these are basic things that we learned back in school. It's no different when you're an athlete, no different when you're a professional athlete. You're not exempt from certain things. And we all know, again, it says there on the screen in front of you, thundery showers and light winds. As they say, light, I believe they say light travels faster than sound. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's always been light travels faster than sound. So in the sense that you would see lightning followed by thunder, right? I think that's how they say it. So again, I guess the biggest scare from all of this is the possibility of being electrocuted. Now that might sound like a bit of a dramatic take, but I don't think it is, especially when you're dealing with those type of predicted weather conditions. There, we all know during a thunderstorm, there is a high risk of being, depending on how severe the condition is, there is a risk of being struck by lightning. And I think you see that when you're playing, when professional sports is being played. There is a reason why when you're out there, whether it's on the football field or whether you're on your track surface or your field surface there as athletes, it gets to a point where, depending on how bad the weather condition is as it relates to those lightning and thunder there, some events can lead to possible delays or a total cancellation. Hopefully you won't see that with the Diamond League, but again, the Diamond League final, that is, those are a couple of things there that kind of spring to mind when I was looking ahead to the next few days. Again, Wednesday and Thursday. BM says, Michael, yeah, I mean, I wish him all the best. I do wish him all the best. I do hope that it works out for him. Great idea. I do hope that he can get over this hurdle, this stumbling block, and I pray that it works out for both him and the athletes. It's a wonderful idea that he's trying to execute. Hopefully he's able to do so, dust himself off and go again, God's willing. So let's go and see if we can go ahead and do some predictions. I mean, if you guys want fancy doing some predictions there as it relates to the athletes who are set to compete over the next couple of days, I'll leave this one down to you in the comment section. I'm happy to jump into some predictions there if you guys are up for it. Maybe we could do some predictions together, see who we think will be winning their events. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see if I can find those events there. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up this table of expected events. Are you guys doing there in the comment section? Should I go ahead and segue into some predictions? Let me know. We've got athletes competing across a number of events. More than happy to look at those events there with you guys and give you my take on how I see this one panning out. So let's go ahead and see the first event. Again, if you're wondering how to watch the Diamond League final, let me know in the comment section and I'll try and give a little search as it relates to where to watch the events. Ignore the times because obviously it's using my geographical location. I think I'm currently 6 hours ahead of you guys in Jamaica. So you can do the maths. If something says it starts at 6:21, then obviously that's 12:21 for you guys there in Jamaica. So again, ignore the times, all right? Because it's not your geographical location that's being used. All right, so let's go ahead and should we look at which event should we start off with? Start off with shot put. This is the discuss. No. Say men's high jump. Let's go with the men's high jump. I can't see you guys down in the comment section. You guys have gone quiet on me. So I guess we can look at the men's high jump. Let me know how you guys are. I looked at this before I came on and I felt like the further along I went during the list, the more difficult it became. Like in terms of me giving my prediction, like I started off strong and I'm looking at the list and I'm thinking, wow, this is a tough one. So maybe you guys can help me with the predictions, right? So let me know how you guys think these events will pan out. And you can clearly see this one in men's high jump. We've got our very own Romain Beckford. He's ranked number 6 in the world at present, season best of 2.30. Sorry, personal best of 2.30 the season best of 2.26. He also has the world number 1 in the ranking there, Hamish Kerr. Let me know who you guys think will win this one. So Hamish currently has a season best of 2.33 for the men's high jump. That's a season best of 2.33 and a personal best of 2.36. You know what? Can really block your thinking. You know what? I'm gonna go with Romain. Let me know who you guys are going with, either in the comment section now or when you're watching this one back on playback. Let me know who you guys are going for with that one. All right, I'm gonna quickly move along with the rest of the list there. Who we got? We got men's triple jump. I already picked out my winner for the men's triple jump, and maybe some of you are going to say you're being a bit biased, but I'll leave you guys to decide that in the comment section. I'm going to go with Jordan Scott. Currently ranked world number 4. He's the world number 4 ranked in the men's triple jump. He has a season best of 17.52, and that matches his personal best of 17.52. And also, you got the world number 1 there, Pedro Picardo. He has a season best of 17.06 with a personal best of 18.08. And if you look at the season best there, I've got a good reason to stick with Jordan Scott. If you're just focusing on your season best and your potentially your personal best, but more so the season best, despite or irrespective of the current world ranking. So I'm gonna go with Jordan Scott again. If you disagree with me, do let me know in the comment section. But I'm gonna again back our very own Jordan Scott. This is the one that made me laugh the most. This event here, women's triple jump. This event made me laugh the most. I looked at it, went back, looked at it again. I'm like, good news. So we got the world number one rank, that is Shika Ricketts. So Ricketts, the world number one ranked athlete there in this particular event. She's got a season best of 14.64, personal best of 15.03. Again, if you guys differentiate from myself, let me know in the comment section. But I'm going with Ricketts. I'm not just going based off the stats. A couple of these I did look at the stats and achievements of kind of swayed my thinking. But I think Ricketts is one of those athletes there that you can't write off. You can't write her off. She can come up clutch. Yeah, she knows how to perform on the big stage, so you can't write her off. So I'm gonna go ahead and back her in that regard. So we've looked at a few of the, I think there's an event here that I didn't look at. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find it. Where is it? There's an event that I can't find. If I do find it before I scroll along on the list, scroll through the rest of the links, then I'll bring it up. If not, I might have to refresh my page because I can't find it. But anyways, I'm gonna continue to move along. So I think we're on the women's triple jump, right? Let's see what we are saying elsewhere. I think I have to move down to the 100 and I might have to move down to the hurdles next, but let me just double check that. Yeah. I think we're moving down to the hurdles there, guys. Let's just double check something here. Okay, so let's look at the men's 110 meters hurdles. I think this I'm gonna back Orlando. It seems like he's in some confident mood as things stands, and you kind of need that when you're competing in whichever competition it is, whether it's your Diamond League events or whether it's when you're on the world stage at a World Athletics Championship or at the Olympics. You need to be confident. It seems to be of the right mindset. Judging by his social media activity, there seems to be calm, cool, and really, he is ranked world number 14 in the world ranking. I'm not really paying attention to too much of the stats. Maybe you guys will, but I'm not really paying attention to much of the stats there. I'm hoping he comes up clutch and he delivers, because he does have it in his arsenal to do exactly that. And I'm hoping that he does. I'm hoping that he does come up clutch and delivers in his event there. Again, if you have something different in terms of how you're looking at things as it relates to your expectations there of the athletes, do let me know in the comment section and we can have a conversation on it if you disagree with my prediction so far. Let's scroll along and see. All right, so I'm laughing because this is probably the event there that probably, I don't know if upset is the right word, but I don't know how some of you felt. I don't know if you were upset, but it definitely I don't think it should have come as a surprise. I think that again there was some confusion there. I think some people felt shocked that Judy is back. Judy is back and ready to go. I think there were some people there that felt shocked. But remember, we did speak about Juju And I believe it's Juju and her coaching and her coach deciding not to participate in the last two Diamond League meets. And I think from what was reported there back in the St. Lucia Times, I think the assumption was that she would then close off on her season and we wouldn't see her again until Worlds. Well, obviously her and her coach had different ideas, and so she's back right in the nick of time. And I think that's probably come up as a bit of a surprise there for those of you who are backing Tia. I think with the omission there of Juju, I think a lot of people are just like, okay, yes, this is Tia Clayton's race to win. So she's got her work cut out for her. She's going up against the world number one, Juju Alfred. Tia there ranked number 3. And it's a good field there, guys. It's a good field. This is one where I might need your assistance on this one because I'm of two different opinions. I'm thinking of my heart and I'm also thinking of my head, and I'm so conflicted. I am so conflicted. Let me know who you guys think's going to win this one. I do have so much love for Juju. Like, she's such a lovely human being, and she's one of our Caribbean sisters, so we do wish her best. There's nothing bad-minded about this one, but the lady there in black, gold, and green, obviously we want her to win for obvious reasons. Tia does have it in her arsenal to come up clutch. She most certainly have it in her arsenal to come up clutch. And I'm so conflicted. My mind is telling me one thing, my heart is telling me something else. Who do you guys think is going to win this one? Yeah, are you saying it's going to be Juju winning this one, or do you think Tia is going to come up clutch? Tia has a season best there of 10.82, matching her personal best. Juju has a season best of 10.75 and a personal best of 10.72. So let me know who you think will win this one. Are you saying it's going to be Miss St. Lucia, Juju Alfred, or do you think Tia is going to get the job done? See what you guys are saying. Toffee is the comment section. He's saying, I love Juju, but I wish Toffee says, I love Juju, but I wish she had given us a break and stayed home for this one. She just popped up like the boogeyman, like, I'm here. I didn't. Oh, you thought you got rid of me? Oh, you thought you was gonna see me at Worlds? Oh, you better think again. I just think it's hilarious. But look, Tia, she's a competitor, fierce competitor. She's got it in her arsenal to pull it out the bag. I do hope she's able to do so. The only road for Tia is to make it to the Worlds. Exactly. And hopefully she can. Hopefully she can do what's necessary. Antonio Barrett, pick up yourself. I hope you're in good health. Says it depends on the form of Juju and Tia, whomever. Yeah, that's where my money is. No disrespect to the rest of the athletes, but my money is on either Tia or Juju. And like I said, my head and my heart, I just can't decide. And my head and my heart, it's pulling me into different directions, guys. I can't make my mind up on this one. If Juju wasn't there, I would have said, look, Tia all the way. But Juju coming up on us at the back post, definitely forcing me to think differently. And judging by you guys there in the comment section, I think we're all on the same page, right? So drop a comment if you're watching this one back on replay. Drop a comment and let me know who you think is going to win this one. So that was the women's 100 meters segue. Let's go look at the men's 100 meters. This one, no brainer. I don't know what you guys are saying in the comment section, but I'm going Akeem Blake straight. I'm going straight down the middle with Akeem Blake. Let me know what you guys make of that one. Who are you guys going with for the men's 100 meters? I don't think I need to ponder over this one. Yes, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, he's ranked number 9 in the world ranking. He has equaled his personal best. So his personal best and his season best aligns, that be at 9.88. Backing the boy in that golden green, not backing no one else. Another athlete there that has it in their arsenal to come up clutch. Make no mistake about it. And I'm going to stick by him. If you guys think differently to myself in the comment section, go ahead and let me know. So where are we? 400 meters hurdles. Okay, and oh Lord, this is an obvious one, isn't it? It's an obvious what we're going up against. Fem. I think she's one of those athletes there, and that's no disrespect to her and the net nights, obviously not writing her off, but Jesus, when you're going up against someone like Fem, it's like she's almost not even human. She's like one of those athletes there that's as they say, you're almost like built in the lab. Incredible athletes, out of this world, unstoppable, superb athletes. If you can watch her live in the flesh, then take the opportunity to do so. But I think she's got this one in the bag. Obviously ranked world number 1. And we've got our very own Internet Night to keep an eye on. Season best for Fem there is 51.91. She has a personal best of 50.95. And the net has a season best of 53.67, and she has a personal best of 53.26. So a season best of 53.67 and a personal best of 53.26. Let me know who you guys are backing with this one in the comment section. Who you think is going to win this one? Do go ahead and let me know. Same rule applies if you're watching this one back on replay. Do go ahead and let me know. 200 meters. This one had my head rattled. This 200 meters had my obviously keeping our eyes on Dina Asher Smith for obvious reasons. Jamaican heritage and so on. Ranked world number 7, and I'm looking at Dina, and I'm also looking at Amy Hunt as well. Neck and neck, isn't it? And you can kind of tell, even without watching them this season, you can see that the season best equals. Dina's got 22.14 as her season best. Amy Hunt also has 22.14 as her season best. Amy equaling her personal best. And Dina's personal best is 21.88. So who you guys back? I think this is a close call. But a bit like a couple of the other athletes there that we've touched on, like your Ricketts and your Clayton, your Blake. Dina also has it in her arsenal to come up clutch with her experience and what we've seen her achieve in the past. So let me know who you guys think will win this one, the women's 200 meters. Who are you going with? Are you going with Dina? Are you going with Amy? Or are you backing one of the Americans there to get the job done? And of course, Tolu, we talk about a veteran that you just can't write off. That's one of those athletes there that you do have to keep your eyes on. I should imagine as someone who isn't, what do you want to call it, who is a veteran of her sports. That's a athlete there that can't be written off. So let me know in the comment section who you guys are backing based on the list there in front of you. This race here says if you're in the UK, this one's gonna be shown at 9:30. Again, if you're in Jamaica, I'm 6 hours ahead of you. So you can do the maths with that one. If you want to tune into the events, you can do so on Rush Sports. And the men's 200, I'm guessing you guys are all keeping your eyes peeled on this one. I don't think I need to ask who you guys want to win. I feel like I already know the answer to that. I'm assuming you're back in the world #1 rank, right? Let's see. Tobago. I'm assuming that's who you guys are, are back in. Perhaps there's a couple surprises in there for Noah Lyles. Let me know who you think is back in this one. Winning this one, I should say. Noah's got a season best there with a personal best of 19.31. I'm sure he's going out there with another point to prove. You got Letsley with a season best there of 9.76 and a personal best of 9.46. Let me know who you guys think will win this one there in the comment section. Let me know who you guys are backing, who you think's going to um win that event there as it relates to the where's my screen gone? The men's 200 meters. Let me know who you guys are putting your money on. And let me see. There's an event that I'm trying to find, but for the love of God, I can't seem to find it. Not really sure where it's gone, but I can't find it. Let's see. Maybe I've got it open on another tab. Let me see. Can't seem to find it. Okay, let's see. Can't find it, guys. That's annoying. I really can't find it. Don't know where it is. I really don't know where it is. Dang. Really can't find it. That's quite annoying. It's not on my other tabs. That is very annoying. That is really annoying. Yeah, I seem to have lost something that I'm looking for. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I can't find it, guys. I'm really sorry about that, but I can't find it. You guys have gone quiet on me in the comment section. Yeah, I've been speaking to you guys for over 1 hour, almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think I got maybe some 9 more minutes with you guys. So throw some questions at me with regards to really and truly anything, whether that's the football, which I covered in the first half of the show, or whether that's some athletics. Yeah, throw some questions at me before I close off. And yeah, let me know if your prediction is different to myself. Uh, I think I've already answered your comment there, Antonio. Pretty sure I've already looked at your comments. All right, so it seems like you guys don't have any questions. I think you guys don't have any questions, so I'm gonna be closing off in a couple of minutes, maybe in 2 minutes. Football. Do you think Aston Villa will finish top 5 or mid-table? That is such a lovely question. As things stand, mid-table. Yeah, as things stand, mid-table. How have they even started the season? Let me go. That's a wonderful question. I'm only saying that because it appears as if they haven't been backed, right? Unless they've bought players that I'm not aware of, but it appears as if they've not been backed in the transfer window. And I'm sure I've seen more players depart than coming into Villa Park, unless I'm wrong with that one, right? So, so they lost against Brentford and they drew 0-0 against Newcastle. So it's not bad. Not bad, but I think mid-table. When you look at the teams there that they'll be up against in terms of can they do better, finish let's say one place better than those teams. I think the answer to that is no, not as things stand. Next up they have Crystal Palace. So they have Crystal Palace at home. We already know that Leon Bailey there is on loan to AS Roma, and they have the option to buy him. Think if injuries is a reoccurrence for him, then they're probably not going to be committed in wanting to buy Leon Bailey. But let's see how that one pans out. See, I think this says there's another question, but I can't. Okay, I think mid-table because they mess up the attack. Yeah, I think mid-table. I wonder how long it will take before they all say that they want um they want what am I thinking of? Unai Emery to be sacked, right? Because don't really take much for fans these days to say that they want you sacked, right? It don't really take much. You just gotta get a string of unfortunate results, and before you know it, they're saying they want you fired. Right. So let's go ahead and look at this one here quickly. So again, those are the dates there for the final of the Diamond League taking place in Zurich. So that is between the 27th and the 28th of August. And see a couple of athletes there expected to compete at the day's event. I think that's it. I think I'm going to close off. I was gonna take this one to 1 hour and 30 minutes, but you guys aren't really saying much in the comment section, so I'm going to close off. Yeah, I'm gonna close off. All right, and Tony, I think you're the only one that's asking me questions, so I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. So yeah, a couple events there for you guys to keep your eyes on. I'm still trying to look for that one event. Where is it? You know what? Let's go back and see if I can find it. Kind of determined to do so. Where is this event? It's like my eyes. Sometimes when you go back a bit, you can. It's changed the language again, hasn't it? Right. Let's change that back to English. Is what I was looking for. Mr. Campbell was looking for you. I was like, where is the shot put? You don't need me to spell this one out to you, do you? I'd be very biased with this one, but I'm backing our boy with this one. We're gonna see just how right I am if I've just gone purely with my heart and not with my head. Bit of a fun prediction. I don't really do predictions, but I thought let me just do something different for you guys. Do a little bit of a predictions there for you. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. It's all fun and games, but I also want to know what you guys think in the comments section. I want to see how accurate you guys are with your predictions. Dre, any weather sports, big up yourself, Dre. I hope you're in good health. It's so funny. You commented on one of my posts the other day, and I'm not gonna lie, Dre, I didn't want to burst your bubble. So I saw your comment and I just like, oh, he probably isn't aware yet. So I didn't want to burst your bubble with your boy Jaden Hibbert, but I'm pretty sure you're all up to speed now, right? So make sure you like and subscribe to Dre Anyweather Sports across all social media. When I close up on my live stream, find him on YouTube. The name is right there, Dre Anyweather Sports. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel, all right? He covers a number of sports, mainly football, both where the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls are concerned. So make sure you support him. The community is big enough for everyone. So you can lend your support to as many subscribers as possible. Don't limit yourself. We all have different views. We all have different opinions. I think the uniqueness of this space is, despite there being so many of us, no one's voice is the same, which I think is a good thing. Whether or not you agree with us, that's another thing, but none of our voices are the same. So yeah, support as many of the other YouTubers as you can. And I'm gonna love you and leave. I'm gonna take this one to 1 hour and 30 minutes and then close off. All right. Villa Doom. Listen, I wish them the very best of luck. Wish them the very best of luck. It's not looking good so far for them. They need to get some more players through the door. If not, it could be a long season. So, guys, to backtrack, I already spoke about the 26 sorry, yeah, road to 2026 watch list for the Reggae Boys. Gave you guys my opinions on that. Also try to tidy up some confusion. I think that list confused a lot of people, but as I said, I think people were confused because they were not paying attention, with the greatest of respect to you guys there, in my opinion, that is. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. My channel is nothing without you guys, so thank you so much for helping me to grow the channel, and hopefully long may it continue. If I don't see you Wednesday or Thursday, I do hope that you enjoy your midweek. If I don't see you over the weekend, I hope you have a smashing weekend when it comes. If you're making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're doing the reverse on a graveyard shift, I do hope that you arrive at your destination safe and unharmed, because doing so is an underrated blessing. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you waiting on? It doesn't cost you a penny. Stop being stingy, and you know how it goes. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.